Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Platinum mining company Northam has concluded a fully funded 10-year, 6.6 billion rand Black Economic Empowerment Equity transaction, potentially positioning it as a fully empowered South African platinum group metals producer. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer tells us more. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Shannon.
Can you tell us more about this transaction and what makes it so innovative?
Yeah, you know, people are saying once empowered, always empowered, and you can see how that doesn't happen because this company, you know, Tokyo Sequali with Mevula Panda was the original BEE partner. He wanted to go into politics, so he ring-fenced, you know, his interests there, and Afripalm, Lazarus Zim sort of took over with another group of people, and because they came in fairly late, the covenant was breached, so that unraveled, and you know, you then had to go for a third effort. It's quite a time-consuming thing. You don't want business to waste its time on doing three big deals of this nature, and they're complicated. And so now the new CEO, Paul Dunn, you know, his first thing was to try and get this done, and he I'm not playing on the word done, but he seems to have he's got it done in quite an innovative fashion. I suppose being a new broom, he wanted to really shape up with the way South Africa thinks about these BEE deals. They're all saying you should be higher than 26%, leave some headroom, make sure it's funded, make sure it's broad-based, and he sort of tried to tick all the boxes with this one, and he's brought in an additional element of raising capital at the same time. So you've got an equity raising exercise where all the shareholders are participating in what should be a new era for your company. And its timing is quite good because we see that other assets are up for sale. And you know, the Northam with Zondereinde has got the deepest platinum mine in the world. So it's used to the deep, dark and dangerous effort. And these are the assets that are now in play with the Anglo-American Platinum. A lot of those sort of assets. So perhaps in straightening out its BEE, bringing in a broad base, bringing in a PIC, you know, as one of the Government Public Investment Corporation, one of the investors, it might be taken seriously if it makes a bid for assets that are now available. And I'm sure that's what the investors also thought. The timing is quite good. It's coming back with a fresh approach. It's not just 26%. It's got you know, over 30% BEE. It's got employees involved through an ESOP. It's got community involved with 6%. It's a different sort of BEE. We're not used to such a scaling way above the hurdle. And also the equity raising at the same time brings all the shareholders together to face the sort of whole new possibility that this BEE brings.
Now, one of the key features is that it locks in more historically disadvantaged South Africans. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it also locks them in for 10 years. You know, they've had the experience of unraveling twice. They don't want it to happen again. So whoever comes in gets that preference share benefit 10 years later, not before. You know, they've got to work as a united front with the existing management to try and, you know, build this company rather than see a quick exit, you know, with big returns. But in order to satisfy the people coming in now, 400 million rand will be made available as an immediate sweetener. So that they say, well, look, you've got something in advance, but now you've got to wait. And let's not hear from you except to help us build this for the next 10 years. So it's a sort of united front that they're building in a new era of platinum to take up opportunities around, and at the same time raise capital that they need for that particular acquisition period that they may enter.
Speaking of capital, how is this transaction being funded?
The two anchor tenants, we would not call them, but the anchor shareholders, the one is the Public Investment Corporation, and that is the holder of all the pension and provident funds of all the civil servants and government officials. So that is owned by the government. It's a state corporation. That is one of the anchors. The other anchor is Coronation in Cape Town, which is getting a sweetener, I believe, you know, in terms of the shareholding that it's getting. So they're incentivized to come in on this And it forms an interesting public-private partnership, which we hear a lot about.
Yeah.
And perhaps there should be more with these black economic empowerment deals. You know, the government is forcing industry to go into black economic empowerment. It's now part of the statutory makeup of entering mining in South Africa. Perhaps they can also come to the party more often. And this is an example of the PIC, as we know it, the Public Investment Corporation, which is state-owned, coming in with cash to actually make this an attractive proposition from the start for all shareholders to participate, particularly in this capital raising.
Well, thank you very much. It sounds fascinating.
It's a great pleasure, Shannon.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on South Africa's mining industry.